차트시 가라 네버치장 대대와 대회 중에 되는 결수치. Welcome to the closing ceremony of Mandala Saint Painting by the monks of Tirupati Monastery. And thank you very, very much for coming. And I must extend our heartfelt thanks to the monks artists who worked so hard for last 1 week. It's painstaking, work. And now the mandala of the White Hara for longevity and successful life has been completed and consecrated too. Now it is time for dismantling. Mandala construction has few process, and I think that many of you may know all the detail about this, so I'm not going to tell detail about this, how the process is going on, but I would definitely take this opportunity to explain the essence of dismantling the beautiful mandala after a long time hard work. So, see, I would like to ask a few questions, and you can answer in your mind, not from your mouth, just in your mind, okay? Everybody ready? Okay. So the first question is, do you want happiness? Yes. Right? So, second question is, how long happiness do you want? Just for some time or forever? Of course, forever. Right? I want happiness for forever. Then, third question is, how many degrees of happiness do you want? 1% of happiness? Fine? No. 10%, 20, 50%, and 100%. Yes, 100%. Yes, we want 100% happiness. So now, then second last question could be, then, are you happy? And are you happy with your life? Then, there are different types of answers. Some may say, yes, I'm very happy with my life, if they are happy right now. They will say that I love my life because he is just enjoying the present one. And if someone is facing a trouble, he will say that my life is terrible. Just because of having some problem right now, he will say that, he will jump to the conclusion that, yes, my life is terrible. But the main question is, are you happy with your life? The answer could be sometimes happy, sometimes not. Then the last question comes, what makes you unhappy now? What really makes you unhappy? Your friends, or your job, or your husband, or your wife, or your own attitude? So, yeah, we have some options. So, I think, yes, it's very much related with our job, our friends, our community, and our social, but the most important, the causes of our audible? Yeah, now, this could be friends, family, society, job, or whatever, but the main causes of our suffering is sure our attitude. So that our own wrong attitude makes us unhappy, suffer, and use lots of attitude. So the attitude of self-importance, I'm so important, right? Attitude of self-importance and self-centered attitude is the main cause of our suffering. Whether you accept it right now or not, but this is a fact. Now, so, because the self-centered attitude gives rise to attachment to oneself and one's belongings. Then it also brings hatred towards who makes obstacles for achieving your happiness. Then it really brings a very strong, very deep ignorance. These three are the three poisonous emotions, three destructive emotions. These three destructive emotions makes us suffer, makes us unhappy all the time. So now, these three are real our enemy. If there is an enemy, so-called enemy, these three are enemy. And these three are the main causes of suffering, and these three are the obstacles of our happiness and inner peace. So, if it is so now, why people can't be happy? Why people can't reduce their self-centered attitude and destructive emotions now? Now, again, there are some kind of obstacles for practicing, reducing the, destructive emotions in daily life. This main obstacle of practicing spirituality is with the thought that I have time and I'm going to stay forever. Yes, we can see that many people are living, many people are going, and many people are passing away, but in deep thought, we think that I'm not one of them. I will be not, one of them. This is our attitude. It's, deep rooted in our heart. That, stop us to practice spirituality in our daily life. So the wrong view of permanence of our life, the strong sense of immortality stop us to, practicing these spirituality and to practice the Buddha Dharma. So we know that we are just a guest on this planet. We have to know this. And we have to know that we are just temporary. If we know that we are just a guest, then there will be no more attachment towards anyone and anywhere. Just take an example. When we go to our kind of a lodging or hotel, sometimes there are very beautiful tables there, but we won't get attached to them because we know that we are going to stay there for one day. So just leave, right? So since we have an attitude of being a guest or temporary, if we have this kind of sense in our mind, there will be no attachment. If there is no attachment, there is no hatred. Attachment brings hatred. So let's take that, I'm going to recite a very, very powerful the verses of the Shantideva. You know Shantideva, right? Great Indian master. In Shantideva's Bodhisattva's way of life, in second chapter, I wanted to quote these because last 1 week I have been reading that book. While our monk artists were making the mandala, I got a little bit free time, so I was so busy with reading that book. So I really wanted to, quote these that. First in Tibetan, yeah. 탐지에 머리에 차고가 나 대나를 마셔야 돼. 사람 민자 죄인치 이건 한번 하소치에. 민다원나 매번주, 나원나 그냥 매번주. 대신 나 그냥 매번주, 대신 탐지에 매번주. It says, leaving all, I must depart alone. But through not having understood this, I committed various kinds of evil for the sake of friends and enemies. My enemies will become nothing. My friends will become nothing. I too will become nothing. Likewise, all will become nothing. If everything is going to become nothing, then what is the reason of attached to someone and what is the reason to, hate someone? There is no reason, and we don't have time to hate. We don't have time to attach to someone because we are just temporary. The object, the person to whom you attach is also temporary. It's also going to become nothing, and I'm also going to become nothing. Then what is the use of getting attached and hatred? Really, it's really touching and it's life-changing book. I really wanted to, recommend this book. Shali Deva's Bodhisattva's Way of Life. In Tibetan, it's called Junju. That's so important book, and it's always a favorite book. And this should be our favorite book too, right? So if this book becomes your favorite and your, just life-changing book, then there is, chances to become a better person. Okay, not more now. So after knowing this, I don't mean that life is nothing and you have to give up. It's nothing to like this. Life is so precious, isn't it? Life is so precious. Every life is so precious, and human life is, of course, very precious. And the problem is that many people do not know the preciousness of our life. Let me tell you one story. When we were in India, at that time we were just about to leave India, come over here. So there was a news in the newspaper. I don't remember the paper. And that says one young journalist jumped out of her house from 5th floor and passed away. Of course, if you jump from 6th floor, then there is no chance. So, and he left one note on the table. It says, "My mind is my own enemy. I hate myself." So, just as I read this, I felt so sad. Of course, this young intellectual journalist who hates herself and committed suicide. So, did she never know that the life is so precious? Of course, she did. But she never knew how to handle and how to deal with the problems. Just as there is a problem, she thought that. Many people think that there is no way and they just give up. So this is so sad, and I don't want this to happen anywhere in the world. Yes, our life is so precious. Let me share one story of my life. Okay? So a couple of years ago, I bought a phone, smartphone. After saving lots of pocket money for a few months, and I bought a phone. And just as I start using my new phone, of course, a little bit attached, and the phone. At the time, I didn't know how to use that smartphone because I'm not smart, right? So I didn't know how to use that smartphone properly. So I thought there's lots of gadgets and devices there, lots of tools there. I didn't know how to use those. So I thought it's not fair because I have paid all the full price for the phone, but I'm just using only 1% of the phone, maybe less than that. So I thought, this is not fair. If I paid only 1% of the phone, then this would be fine. I paid full, but I'm just using only 1% of the phone. It's not fair, right? So I started learning some, I love technology actually. I love technology, and I learn, and through that phone, I came to know a lot. The English that I'm speaking, just learned from that phone, YouTubes and all. So that was so useful. Later on, I found that yes, maybe I could use that phone, maybe 3 or 4%, could be. And now point is, one day, all of a sudden, one thought came into my mind. Since I didn't know how to use the phone, and I started learning because I paid full, and I don't want to waste it. So the point is that, am I using life properly? Because I have got the full version of human life, not the half one. I have got the full version of life, so I'm just thinking, am I using my life fully or not? Oh no, I'm not using. I'm just using, maybe 0.1. I'm just doing nothing. I'm not using my life properly. So I thought, this is not fair. I got the full version of human precious life, so I'm going to use my full. Otherwise, there is no sure that I will get the full version of this life or not. Sometimes death and some problems will be there. I've got the full version luckily, so I'm going to use my full version of the precious human life. And from that day onwards, it's getting better, but I don't want to share all the secret practice in the public. It's not good, for the Buddhist monk to share all their practices in the public, right? It's secret. So anyhow, we must know our life is so precious and so limited too. It is so precious, but it's very limited now. So we must use our life for a better reason and better purpose, isn't it? That's so important. So in the monastery, that's a general practice that I can share with you. In the monastery, the monks wake up early in the morning, but do you guys wake early in the morning or not? Nope. Oh, no? Thank you for being honest. Thank you. Yeah, in the monastery, the monks wake up very early in the morning, and just as the monks wake up, the first thing they do is they reflect their mind and motivate themselves with a good intention. And with the thought that if today is the last day to live, what I'm going to do. So, if we have only one day to live, what we're going to do? Will we hit? Will we harm other people? I think no one would like this. If I have only one day to live, I will do my best to make me happy or to do what I wanted to do. I'm not going to, hate, and I'm not going to feel jealous, and I'm not going to do that. So, if today is my last day, so what I'm going to do? That is to do better, to do best for other people, to do not to harm other people. So, from the morning, we motivate and shape our mind with the intention and motivation that yes, I'll try to use my day for a better reason and better purpose. So, like 1 hour days go like this, and at end. When we go to the bed, again, we just reflect on our mind how I spent my day. And some people write journals. I love writing actually. And I recommend you to write journals on your daily practice. And we write down in the journal 2 things. How many destructive emotions that I cultivated, I generated in this day. Like how many angers that I've shown in this day, from morning till now. How many bad words that I've used. How many jealous I felt. And write it down, and I felt jealous on her and him and all. And, with a regret, promise myself that, yes, I'm not going to feel like this tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow for me. Right? And again, the good things we do also, like genuine smiles that I've shown today, yes, I did. Then again, and helping other people, generating compassion towards other people, write it down and feel rejoiced. And promise myself, yes, I've done a good job, and tomorrow I'm going to do much better than today. If there is a tomorrow for me. If there is no tomorrow for me, there is no regret at all. Right? No regret, because you have lived your life till now very meaningfully. That's enough. If there is tomorrow or not, it's that's in a different point, a different part. That it doesn't bother us. So I recommend and to request all of you, if you can write down some journals of your life practice, it is very, very powerful. I'm sure that many of you have been doing this, but if you are not doing this, please do this. That's so powerful. Recently, as I have mentioned here that with the phone, I just saw one video and talk by Steve Jobs at Stanford University. He also mentioned that the third point, he had mentioned 3, and the third point is death. And he said that he always always look in the mirror every morning and ask himself, if today is my last day, what I'm going to do. This thinking of dying soon is the best tool for improving, he said so. That's so wise now, because this kind of practice is actually Kadamba tradition's practice. But he also knew, and I hope every one of us and every people in the world should know these and practice. These should be very powerful and very meaningful in their life. So now it's getting more and more. So I'm not going to say more about this, because if I start talking, then some of the ideas it comes and there is no stop at all. So the practice of the dying soon and leaving the world soon is the best tool. This is the symbol, and it will be represented by this beautiful mandala after this chanting. So now, without taking much time, now we will meditate. We will try to meditate on impermanence and the purpose of our life for 1 minute together. Okay?